Hi there, welcome today. I'm Blaine, and today we will be discussing Citizen Kane. Citizen Kane, along with The Godfather, is the film that is most frequently referred to as the greatest ever made. And while any debate on the greatest movie ever made is a contentious one, Citizen Kane without a doubt is a cinematic masterpiece, a game changer that other than the repulsive Birth of a Nation, is the single most influential film ever made. This movie single-handedly changed the way in which movies were made, and with its innovative film techniques and cinematography, as well as Welles' experimental use of light and shadowing techniques, deep focus and camera angles, all created and changed the medium of film forever. While not all of the techniques were original, it was the combination and utilization of them which helped transform cinema. And even today, for an almost 80-year-old picture, it appears incredibly modern. Orson Welles was only 25 years old when he directed, produced, wrote, and starred in Citizen Kane. Only 25 when he made a movie that is widely considered the best film of all time. Shit, I'm 21, soon 22. I need to get my move on there. I still got a few years. So the film's story follows the life of a media mogul, Charles Foster Kane, and the incredible influence he wielded throughout his life. It was a not-so-subtle dig at the early to mid-20th century's equivalent to Rupert Murdoch, William Randolph Hearst. In fact, Hearst hated this movie, and he used his own media influence to run smear campaigns against this film as he felt it was too similar to his life. So yeah, media bias and fake news isn't news. See what I did there? With Citizen Kane, interestingly, the film opens with the death of Kane, with the words "Rosebud" ringing through the opening scene. This has been followed with a newsreel telling us the story of Kane's life, with the journalist reporting Kane trying to uncover the meaning of Kane's last words throughout the rest of the film. Told in a flashback format, the film slowly reveals to us who this man truly was, from a young, ambitious man who rebels against this old established system, to eventually becoming the system himself, an aging, arrogant, lonesome tycoon who isolates those he cares about, driving away anyone who's ever loved him from him. It's a highly engaging story and a classic story of how power and money corrupt. In the film, Kane himself references the fact that if he hadn't been so rich, he thinks he could have been a really good man. And all the while, this movie keeps the mystery of Rosebud dangling like a carrot over the audience's head, as the viewer is immersed into this compelling story while kept on their toes about what Rosebud is. With the film finally revealing the meaning of it and what it represents in Kane's life. The tragedy of Charles Foster Kane in the very last shot of this film. Welles gets praised, and deservedly so, for his direction of this movie, but I don't think he gets enough credit for his own acting. He gives out a tremendously powerful performance and is fully convincing. Remember, he was only 25 when he made this film, but he plays Kane throughout his life, from his 20s to middle age to old age, and throughout the journey he is convincing. No matter what age he is meant to be, in his voice, his facial expressions, and physical mannerisms, Welles does a tremendous job. In fact, all the acting is done well. But well, this is Welles' film. Now, I know I've gushed about the film's cinematic techniques and how they changed cinema, but I need to mention it again because this film is also beautifully shot with a tremendous cinematography that is very film noirish at times, with its use of lighting and shadows to set mood and tell a story, with a fitting yet mysterious score that reflects this in fact. This was the film's film composition by the legendary Bernard Herrmann, who would later go on to compose soundtracks for many of Alfred Hitchcock's greatest films. You probably are most familiar with the Psycho theme. He composed that. Back onto Kane. It has some really tremendous scenes that are just so admirable. For example, early in the film, Kane is peering through a window, staring at a photo from a rival company. Then how it transitions to the next scene almost seamlessly like that is very clever. Welles' use of visuals to tell a story is highly compelling. There's a great montage moment in this movie showing the transformation of Kane and his relationship with a particular person. And through the way he positions a scene symbolizes the deterioration of this relationship over the years, as well as showing Kane's own demise and slide as his former values and ethics are eroded over time. And there are numerous more examples I could mention about how well shot this film is, but would be here all day. I know you all would love to hear me go on talk all day because you all love my voice, but we have a time limit. So, back to the film. If there's anything I'd like to criticize this movie on, it's the fact the movie tries to make it out that one character is supposed to be a really terrible singer. I know, I never quite got that. Listen to it yourself and make your own mind up. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. I don't think she's terrible. But the movie makes a big deal that she's meant to be a horrible singer. I think she's alright. Nothing great, but not ear-bleeding. Yeah, it's a minor flaw, if anything. Ultimately, though, Citizen Kane is the literal Citizen Kane of movies. The room of good movies. The greatest movie of all time? Well, I'll let you decide that. But for its historical importance, revolutionary techniques, this movie is undoubtedly one of the most important films ever made. It has influenced film ever since. A film that itself has become a way of describing a movie. This movie gets a perfect 10 out of 10 from me and deserves a round of applause. Take it away, Kane. Thanks for joining me today, and if you like this, subscribe for more and stay tuned.